What's going on, Jam Fam? Welcome back to the gaming station. So, the newest addition to the game, Power League, has just been added to the game, and I really wanted to talk about it. I think it's a huge breath of fresh air for the game because it allows us normal, more casual players to experience what it's like to play in like an esports type setup with bans and all that. And personally, I'm a huge fan of it. The setup is a lot of fun to play, and when you're in an organized team, it just feels more competitive than just jumping into a ladder match. But there's one big question that ever since I seen this asked on Discord, I've been asking myself personally, and somebody asked me in chat the other day in one of my streams as well. And that question is trophy pushing now dead in Brawl Stars? Like, is Power League totally going to outshine trophy pushing, and are we no longer going to look at the ladder matches like they're important anymore? So I just wanted to make a video going over my thoughts on this question because I think it's a really good question, and I think there's a couple different layers to it, and I just wanted to break it down the way I'm thinking about it. As always, feel free to answer the question down in the comments yourself, what your personal thoughts on it. Do you really think that Power League is going to outshine trophy pushing more often than not? And as always, feel free to comment on any of the things that I mentioned in my video here, because I'd like to hear some feedback of what you guys think, because I think I'm going to make some decent points as well. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of this video. All right, so first things first, like I said, is Power League more important than trophy pushing? And my answer to that is yes and no. So I'm gonna break this down in two sections, the yes section and the no section, obviously. So I say yes because it is more important in the sense that it's more competitive, and like I said at the beginning of the video, it gives us normal players more of a sense of what the pros actually go through when they're preparing for their games and stuff. Having bans and limited brawlers means that you really have to play around what the current state of the meta is, depending on your bans and what brawlers you pick, and also paying attention to what brawlers are going off of the board before your pick, whether you're trying to counter your opponent's team or if you're trying to supplement your team with a support brawler or something like that. And that's a layer of complexity that ladder is sorely missing, because ladder is just you pick your comp, you jump into a game, and whoever you face is what you face. So that means in Power League, people who think more strategic about the game and are higher skilled are in theory going to be able to push much higher than just your average person who picks up the phone and plays the game. Another reason why I say that it's more important is that we get way more star points from Power League, pushing high in Power League, than we do pushing high in trophies. I don't know if anybody's done the math on this, so I'm more than willing to eat crow, and please correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, because I don't want to spread any misinformation. But just at a glance, being able to get 5,000, 4,000 star points from pushing decently high in Power League seems a lot better of return on investment in terms of my time than pushing a bunch of brawlers to 600, 700. Now, of course, if you're pushing all your brawlers to 1,000, maybe if you're really concerned about star points, that's the place you want to really focus on. But as far as me personally, I can't push brawlers that high, so I think that Power League is going to be where I'm going to be spending more of my time if star points are what I'm really focused on. And the last reason why I think that Power League is more important than ladder is that there's exclusive rewards tied to Power League specifically. This means that if you're a longtime player that's dedicated to the game, you'll be able to accumulate pins, skins, and player icons that newer players aren't going to be able to pick up. And just by seeing that you have Smuggler Penny, that means that you were in the first round of Power League, and they'll never be able to get that skin. And I think that's a really good aspect for the game because it allows veteran players to be able to show that they are, in fact, veteran players and that they've been with Brawl Stars for a very long time. And there's already an aspect of this in the game. Things like Star Shelly and Archive skins come to mind right off the bat. But I just like that they're adding more of it into the game, you know what I mean? So those are the things that I think make Power League more important than trophy pushing. The exclusive rewards, the fact that the game mode is more competitive than just normal ladder, and the fact that you get more star points from Power League than actual trophy pushing. However, there are things that I think make ladder still relevant in the game, and I just want to talk about those real quick. The first point I want to make is that I think that trophy pushing still matters a lot to people who need to max out brawlers, because getting boxes from Trophy Road right now is pretty important in my opinion, because I think eventually they're going to end up replacing a lot of those boxes. So if you're still struggling to max out your account, I would try to grind ladder as much as you can to try to get those boxes. Yes, one box here and there isn't going to help right now, but I think in the long run it does make a bit of a difference. The second thing is I think that brawler ranks are still really important goals to be pushing for because that shows that you're actually getting better with the brawler. And this is something that I'm personally still dealing with right now because I do want to push my BB and a couple other brawlers to rank 25. I still haven't gotten to rank 25 on any brawlers, so it's still a goal of mine and I still want to grind for that. And that brings me to my next point. Everybody's going to have a natural cap when it comes to pushing on any form of ladder, whether that's Power League or actual ladder. And I think having a second mode that you can play and still get rewards from, even though you've hit your cap in the other mode, is really important. A great example of this is for me, like when I got stuck pushing BB, I didn't really want to play the game anymore because there was nothing else for me to do. Where now, if I am trying to push a brawler to a certain rank, or if I'm trying to push a certain rank in Power League, I can switch modes when I feel like I've gotten stuck. And of course, I'm not saying that you should just get up to where you get stuck and then stop, because of course, we all want to try to raise our cap and try to get as far as we possibly can. But it's important to realize when you have possibly hit that ceiling and decide whether you want to keep trying to get any further or if you want to switch over to the other mode and try to hit a new goal over there. So that's why I think that trophies are still going to be relevant in the game, even though Power League is also important. I still think that grinding on Trophy Road, if you're not maxed out or near to maxed out, is still very important because you should be trying to get those boxes to try to progress your account a little bit. And pushing for rank 25s, rank 30s, rank 35, whatever you want, I still think that's very important for the game. It's still bragging rights and shows that you actually know how to play that brawler pretty well and you're pretty good at knowing your interactions and all that stuff. And I also like having that duality between Power League and trophy pushing. The fact that they both have separate goals but also keep you playing the game for longer. I think it's a very healthy thing for the game personally. Now, real quick, I just want to talk about when you should be pushing Power League and when you should be pushing trophies, because I think that's another important thing to talk about while we're on the subject of this. So I think that when you should be pushing trophies is a little more obvious than when you should be pushing Power League. And right off the bat, I'm going to say that if you're a solo showdown player, a duo showdown player, or if you just want to play casually, you should 100% be focusing on ladder. First off, there's no showdown in Power League, so solos and duos, you're already getting the boot in those modes right off the bat. And if you're trying to play casually, like I said already, Power League is more competitive, and if you're not trying to go out there and you're not trying to win every single game, or you're not trying to play 100% at your best, it's better off just to go into ladder and try to have a quick couple matches and have a little bit of fun, you know what I mean? The other situation I want to talk about is if you're playing solo queue, I probably would honestly avoid playing Power League. We all know that randoms can be the worst teammates you will ever possibly see or could possibly imagine in this game. We've all had that one random teammate that has let us down, and I honestly think that going into a more competitive game set where you're going in with the mindset that you want to win both games and get it done as quickly as possible, queuing up with randoms is the biggest mistake you can make. And I say this for two reasons. First off, if that random has actually, in theory, pushed higher on the solo queue than you, they're going to get the ban, and they could possibly make the wrong decision for bans. Now, it's debatable if there's always a right decision for a ban, but if you get a mode like Heist and that random bans Poco, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to agree they made the wrong decision for the ban. And don't say it's not possible that a random would do that, because we all know how much randoms like to troll people. Then you're at the mercy of what brawlers they want to pick to play in that game, and then you're stuck with them for 2 games straight if they pick a bad brawler. And on top of both of those layers of just trusting that your randoms know what to do, you could also get stuck with that situation where they go AFK or they're just playing stupid. And then, of course, that's going to tilt you and you're going to lose those games, you know? Personally, I think there's just way too much randomness and way too many layers to be jumping into solo queue with randoms in Power League, and I personally don't trust it, especially when you're going in with the mentality that you're going to try to win every single game. So yeah, Showdown players, obviously they need to play Showdown, and that's obviously not part of Power League, so they won't be able to play Power League right off the bat. And people who are playing solo in the Power League solo queue, I would highly recommend just moving on to ladder, because getting stuck with those bad randoms when you have that mentality that you're trying to win, it's just a recipe for disaster, and it's just going to tilt you and you're just going to get upset with the game. So for the times that you want to play Power League, I would recommend, obviously, if you can form a team, 100% form a team and play Power League right there. Now, ideally, you play with people that you're familiar with playing with, but if you just queue up with a few people from your club or whatever, that's better than jumping in with randoms. So I think that's the number one step to considering whether you want to play Power League or not. Then the next thing I would consider is if you've reached the threshold to unlock the exclusive rewards. Right now, we need to play like 50 games to be eligible to unlock the penny skin. So if you haven't reached those thresholds, I would still consider playing power play, even if you're not in the mentality that you're being like ultra competitive about it. And the last threshold I would consider is if you've hit your personal ceiling, like we talked about earlier. For example, right now I'm in gold 1, and if I make it all the way to gold 3, but I can't break through for diamond 1, I will probably consider putting it away for the season, if of course I've reached the threshold for unlocking the rewards I'm interested in. For example, like Smuggler Penny, which I'm a big fan of. I really like that skin, so I'm really grinding to try to get that skin personally. So overall, do I think Power League is more important than trophy pushing and ladder? And honestly, I'm going to have to say it depends on your goals. If you're trying to be ultra competitive and you're trying to play super sweaty and you want to be in the competitive experience and you want to try to get to legendary rank or whatever, masters I think is the top rank, then yes, Power League is way more important than ladder, obviously. But if you really enjoy Showdown, or if you're trying to push a rank 25, or you're just trying to play more casually, then no, Power League's not that important. Play it till you get the rewards you want, hit your ceiling, then, go focus on trophy pushing, focus on playing Showdown, enjoy the game the way you want to enjoy it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Power League. I think it's a great addition to the game, and it caters to the more competitive side of Brawl Stars, while still keeping the casual aspects that we all know the game really likes to have. But like I said at the beginning of the video, let me know what you think about what I said and what you think about this debate down in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say, because I know you guys all are very opinionated on stuff like this, so I'd like to hear some feedback and discuss it with you some more. But that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.